Franchise Sports Media!
What's going on, fight fans? Thank you again for tuning in to another episode of the main event right here on Franchise Sports Media. I'm Kalani Lua.
I'm Griff and Kalani.
We're back. Griff, we are back in the studio. We had some technical difficulties earlier, but we are back in the studio now to do the show. Griff, we had a good weekend. It's a good time to be back because guess who's coming back?
Who's that?
The Gypsy King. There's only one!
Tyson Fury!
He is coming back to take on the boogeyman himself. Okay? He is taking on Oleksandr Usyk. Oleksandr. See, you got to say it a little different. From the Ukraine.
You gotta put that emphasis.
Dude.
You gotta make sure you're using that when you say this man's name.
Dude, he left boxing as an undefeated champion and said, I'm gonna go fight in this war real quick, guys. Hold my belts.
Defend my country. Like, this man is hard of hard. It's crazy.
Hey, look, we're not gonna get in politics or anything about that, but shout out to respect, man. You go out there and fight for your country. Hey, respect to that. But he is coming back to defend his title against the Gypsy King himself, Mr. Tyson Fury. It is finally going down. Feels like it's taken 8 years to make happen, but we're seeing these two heavyweights go at it. We got Gypsy King, 34, 0-1, 24 knockouts. Usyk, 21-0, 14 knockouts. Gypsy King, 6'7", Usyk, 6'3". Two big guys going in there. Somebody's O has got to go. Griff, what are your thoughts on this matchup?
It's weird because I feel like the hype is there for this fight, but I don't think the hype is where it should be for this fight. This is possibly one of the biggest nights in the history of boxing.
Yes.
It's two heavyweights with Tyson Fury holding, I believe it's the WBC belt, and Usyk holds the other three.
Yes.
So Saturday night, the heavyweight titles will be unified for the first time since Lennox Lewis did it in 2000.
Well, so the unified belts in the heavyweight division.
The heavyweight division.
Yes.
All four belts. Well, when Lennox Lewis did it in 2000, there was only three.
Only three.
So now this will be the first time in the four belt era that these belts are unified. And it's the first time since 2000 that the heavyweight belts are all unified at once.
Get the fuck out of here.
No,
I'm not trying to be funny. For
real.
It's one of those things where you think, wait, no. It's happened before. No, wait, he was a champion. No, that happened. No, wait. Damn, says Sir Lennox Lewis.
Yes,
okay,
sir.
keep
yes,
going,
sir.
Griff. Good Lord,
it's a big night. It's a huge night. The heavyweight division, whether it's in the UFC or in boxing, it's always considered the division, the combat sports division.
Baddest man on the planet.
The baddest man on the planet. So now we have these two guys coming in, going to make history Saturday night in Saudi Arabia. And with Tyson Fury coming off of what happened with him and Francis Ngannou, and then you have Usyk and all the beef that's been happening between him and Fury and the media. I mean, this week started out Monday with John Fury, Tyson Fury's father, headbutting a man.
He gave a header.
He came right, boom.
Yeah.
Brother, you can't do that in the UFC.
He busted himself open.
He busted himself open. That itself speaks to just how crazy this fight really is. And I'm excited as hell for it.
With what you said, this fight does have a lot of hype behind it, but it should be bigger. But I think part of that is because it's been put off for so long. It's one of those where you say, okay, we got this fight going on between these two. It's supposed to happen 2023, at the end of 2023. Doesn't happen. It's supposed to happen beginning of 2024. Doesn't happen. Then there was a slight injury, so then they got pushed back even more. And I just think sometimes with these fights, when they get stalled and they get pushed back, initially it's one of those, let's wait and see. I'm not going to believe it until I hear the first bell. Yep. But I do think, like you said, come Saturday, what is it, like afternoon because it's in Saudi Arabia?
It's going to be about 3 p.m. Las Vegas time.
Yeah, and I do think come around that time, you'll see on social media and due to the crowd there, people are going to be excited and geeked out about this because, again, you are getting the heavyweight division, which we know in boxing, as great as 154 is, 147, 135 right now. We're going to talk about that in just a second. Yep. But all these other divisions, nothing gets you excited like the heavyweight division.
Nothing.
Since the dawn of time, the big man throwing the knuckles, okay? That's what we always say. The baddest man on the planet is always a heavyweight champion. So it is going to be interesting. And breaking it down, if you had to give an example, since you're the bigger guy, I'm going to give you Fury. What does Tyson Fury have to do to become the first unified champion in 24 years.
He needs to look like how he did when he fought Deontay Wilder. He needs to use his size.
Which time? They fought like 17 times.
The second and third time. The second and third fight.
Okay.
He needs to look like that, where he's using that mass. He's putting it on him. He's making him carry not just his own weight, but 6'9", whatever he is now. He's actually looking lean. I was going to say,
yo, he looking real good. He looking
good.
No, now he may get close to 300, like rehydrating. Yeah. But he looking good. He might come in around 280.
Yeah, but even still, 280 on your body while you're in a boxing competition, that's going to wear Usyk out. But now I'm gonna let you take the Usyk part. But with Fury, he's got to use his length. He's got to use his body. He's got to get up on him. He's got to get his shots. He's got to really corner Usyk. He can't let Usyk kind of dance around and do what he wants to do. He's got to dictate the fight. He's got to dictate how it goes. And if Tyson Fury does that, and if he looks like how he did when he did what he did to Deontay Wilder, the Gypsy King will make history Saturday night.
I love how you broke that down because it was easy to understand to where you're like, okay, I get what he's saying. If you saw the Wilder Fury fight, which I don't know why you didn't, or listen to the show here on the Main Event on Franchise Sports Media, it makes sense. But see, here's the difference. Usyk knows how to box.
He does.
Usyk was a long-time amateur, plenty of boxing experience underneath his belt. While he only has 21 wins, no losses. Do not let that fool you. This man is experienced, unlike Deontay Wilder, who didn't start boxing until he was 19. So I think while your strategy is right, being a bigger man, being heavier, being stronger, you do want to apply the pressure. Lean on him when you guys tie in. Usyk ain't that type of monster, though. Usyk is going to utilize that jab, keep him off him. I think Usyk might be able to pull out, and I've always reference this move when a smaller guy takes on a big guy. But Hakeem Rahman, when he upsetted Lennox Lewis for the title, I want to say in 2004, maybe 2005, and he knocked out Lennox Lewis. How he was able to do it, you could say Lennox Lewis overlooked him, but the game plan itself, he jabbed to the body, jabbed to the chest, getting where he wasn't, he was jabbing to the chest. Because if you go to the midsection, you leave yourself vulnerable for a counter. But right here in the chest, hey, that's almost like me throwing it at your face. That's right here. So it doesn't leave me too open. That gets you to lower your hands a little bit. Rahman came over with the overhand right, knocked Lewis out. I think that's what Usyk can do. Frustrate Fury. Every time he tries to come in, circle out. Bam, bam, 1-2. Bam, bam, 1-2. Combinations, move in and out. But also, I think Usyk is also, he might try to put Tyson Fury backwards because he saw how confident he was coming forward. What if Usyk decides to be the aggressor and says, no, I'm gonna make you go back as a big man. Now you got to carry all that weight that you have. You got to carry that moving around while I'm coming forward at you, coming at you with combinations. While Deontay Wilder's a big puncher, he doesn't put a lot of combinations together. Usyk, I believe, can, and I think that might lead to Usyk getting a victory. What are your thoughts?
I agree. I think another thing with Usyk, he moves. He doesn't stop moving. That's part of his game. He's always switching stances. He's always finding shots. He's always moving around. It was a lot like how Ryan Garcia looked when him and Haney fought. Like Garcia was moving around a lot. He was not being he wasn't being a sitting target. He was making sure that he was not easy to hit, but at the same time, the movement was making it so he found his shots. He found opportunities. So I think that's going to play a big factor too. And you have to wonder, a man at 6'3", 230, Usyk's sitting at?
Yeah, so he's around 230, 235, yeah.
You have to imagine that 6'3", 230 moves around the ring a lot better than 6'9", 280. And
yes,
even though Fury does have the reach advantage in this one, Usyk, if he's able to really find his game plan, find his timing and movement and spacing, he can really dictate the entire ring and make it so that Tyson is uncomfortable the entire time.
No, very much so, and I agree with that. And sorry, apologies. I wasn't trying to be rude or anything, but I wanted to look up some numbers here just so I made sure I had them. It is going to be interesting to see what does give. Who inflicts their will more, as the great UFC Hall of Famer Randy Couture would say, inflicting their will. Usyk, who could move around a lot, is he going to be able to use his movement to keep Tyson off balance? Or can Fury... Look, let's not be mistaken here. Fury can move too. I know we talked about all his weight, but Fury got some light-footed feet for a big heavyweight.
For sure.
I'm curious to see how he bounces back, though, from his fight. Last time we saw Tyson Fury was October of 2023 against Francis Ngannou. Did not look too good.
No,
did not look too good. He got knocked down. He kind of, in a sense, embarrassed boxing a little bit in that particular performance. It gave Ngannou credibility being in. I think it even made him ranked at one point. He did. It's one of those where you say, like as you mentioned, because he's looking lean and mean, fighting machine. Fury's confident. He's like, no, I'm coming back to show you. But mentally, has he gotten over that? physically, he can like, no, I'm getting in better shape. But mentally, how's that going forward for him? For Usyk, we've seen him. He beat Anthony Joshua twice. Last time we saw him was August 2023, so a little bit more of a layoff. Will there be any rust going into it? Do you think the time off for Usyk will play a factor in the early rounds, or do you think Fury trying to get over what happened with Ngannou, is he going to be a little hesitant in the early rounds? How do you see the beginning of it going?
If anybody's at risk for prior action kind of affecting them going into Saturday night, I think it's going to be more Usyk, because with Fury, I get he had, what happened with Ngannou happened. But at the same time, what we saw from that first fight with him and Deontay Wilder, that man coming back from the dead like the Undertaker.
Yes.
He rose. He like that man, and then he changed the game plan up right the second he got up, and the ref came up to him and made sure he was good. He changed his entire game plan. He said right in that moment, no, screw this. I'm just going to come straight at him. And that's when the tides turned, and that's how it led into the second and third fight. So I think for Tyson Fury, he's shown that he's just a fighter who adapts in the moment. Nothing gets in his way mentally. He doesn't get, hung up on things. He's able to adapt quickly. He's able to, forget all the mishaps, from even a round or two ago or a fight ago. He's going to just adapt and be ready to go and move forward. Whereas Usyk, I don't really think Usyk's going to have that big of an effect, with the ring rust. August being the last time he fought, that is quite a bit of time. But I don't see it affecting him that much. I see this fight really going how both these men are showing the fight's going to go. Usyk, with the fight style he has, moves around constantly trying to find
keeps those
open
hands
spots and moving. And then Fury slimming down the way he is. He's slimmed down for a reason. Like, he's always posted these, pre-fight pictures on social media where he's looking lean. Everyone's like, oh my goodness, like, where's the man tits? Where's the gut? But like this one, he looks really, really lean. He looks good. So I think this fight's going to start out really fast. Both guys are going to be going at it super quickly, and it's going to be fireworks right off the bat.
As you're saying that, I'm starting to think, with him, that performance with Ngannou, like you said with Deontay Wilder, how he changed up for the finish off the 12th round, and then he changed his entire game plan for the second fight and the third one. I'm thinking like, yeah, he's probably coming into this one highly motivated and wants to put on a show, not just defeat this guy, because you got to think this is like a legacy fight for both men. Not only is it a time for these guys to unify the heavyweight division for the first time in 24 years, but it's also for Tyson Fury. He's mentioned it several times. This might be his last go.
Yeah.
Might be his last go. Maybe one more against Anthony Joshua, which please let happen. But it's like, hey, buddy, I'm almost at the end, and I want to go out with a bang here. I want to keep my undefeated record. I want to go out there and show that I can do what happened against Ngannou. That was a fluke. Even a broken clock is right twice a day, Griff. So I think for Fury, he wants to come in super extra motivated, but then Usyk is such a monster. So as we get into the predictions for the fight, I'll go first, because I don't want to be persuaded by what you're going to say, because sometimes you do that to me. But I will say this. I think...
Before you give the prediction, can I just throw in one interesting thing, and I just want your input on it really quick. Do you think at any way, whether it's a positive for Usyk or a negative for Fury, do you think the whole Francis Ngannou element of this is going to play a part in how those two men come out and perform?
I think the only element that'll play would be how Fury looks, because like I said, he wants to come back and show that was just a one-time thing.
Yeah, but at the same time, we just saw Anthony Joshua did what he did to Francis Ngannou, and we all know that Usyk did what he did to Anthony Joshua. So I don't know. Maybe that's a little far. It's a little thin. Maybe I'm stretching a little bit.
I mean, you're trying to do MMA math here with it, like, oh, he beat this guy, they fought this guy. But yeah, but when Anthony Joshua fight Usyk beat him the first time by decision, and the second time was a split decision. Joshua just ran through Ngannou in 1.5 rounds.
Really quick.
You know what I mean? He just ran through him in 1.5 rounds, where a lot can go into that. I wish you'd brought that up earlier, but a lot could go into that. But no, I think the only thing it would play is for Fury to make sure he doesn't come out looking like that. Like, even if Fury was to lose, I want to go out on my shield. I don't want to go out looking the way that I did. He didn't look in shape. He didn't look like he was prepared. Looked like he was just totally surprised. Like, oh, we're fighting tonight? I didn't even know we had a fight this week. Right. This one, he's like, listen, if I go out there and I lose, it's going to be because that guy was truly better than me, and not because I wasn't the best Tyson Fury. So I think that's the only factor that plays into it. I'm gonna go with Fury.
You going Fury?
I'm going to go Tyson Fury, because I think he's going to be motivated to come out and really show that he is truly the best. And we've seen against Wilder and against others, when Fury decides to plant his feet, stand, and trade, that's a big man with a lot of power behind him. good head movement, good footwork. He can clearly go to 12 rounds if need be. I really, really like Usyk in this one. But I think Tyson Fury, because of the motivation for the Ngannou fight, he's going to be at a different level. I got the Gypsy King.
I ain't mad at it. I ain't mad at it one bit. This is the problem, man. This is the problem. I love the Gypsy King. I love Tyson Fury. The singing after the fights, the whole aura about him, the way he carries himself, his accomplishments. Like, there's so much to love about Fury. But my heart, it wants Fury, but my mind, I'm thinking about this logically. I'm leaning towards Usyk.
Okay.
I think Usyk has he's obviously got this great pedigree already in the heavyweight division, but already having 3 of the belts. But it's almost like he's still the underdog because even though Fury only got the WBC belt and he's got 3, it's kind of like Usyk is still looked at, and he by the sporting books, he still is, because he's going into this the underdog. Tyson's the favorite. So I think he's going into this, a little bit of that chip on the shoulder, a little bit underdog mentality. Remember the whole the whole ordeal with the contracts and them not being able to get together because Tyson wanted it wasn't an even split or something about a rematch clause. There were just so many things that Fury was dictating the conversation, and Usyk was just kind of getting trailed along. So I think that part of it, I think the fact that Usyk has done what he's done at heavyweight, he was also the unified cruiserweight.
No, he was. He
was
coming from cruiserweight like Evander Holyfield.
Exactly. So he's got unified champion pedigree. So the man is going to come in here. He's going to come and face a man who's been.
So that's who you picking?
I'm picking Usyk. I'm picking Usyk.
That's who you picking.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I think I'm going Usyk.
You don't need to run a marathon to tell us that you're picking Usyk.
It's like a eulogy to Fury. I'm sorry, brother.
Don't say it's a eulogy because guess what? Gypsy King ain't going away. He ain't going away easily. So it's going to be interesting to see how that does play out. I like what you said. That's why I wanted to go first with my pick, because that's some great persuasion there. But this is surely going to be a nice clash between the two.
It's going to be so good. It's going to be so good.
Now, that is going to be good.
Yes.
Let's talk about what was good.
What's good?
What's good? Usyk's little brother, little cousin, little guy. Some dude named Vasiliy Lomachenko.
Loma!
He's back.
He's back.
36 years old, but still looking good. He went down under. Over there with Chris Hemsworth and them, playing Thor 7 and all that.
Oh, yeah.
He went over there and took on George Kambosos Jr. They went at it this past, they went down in Perth, Australia this past weekend. For the IBO and vacant IBF lightweight titles. Lomo comes out with an 11th round TKO, shot to the body, done.
So.
Let's be honest. There was moments where Kambosos was showing heart. There was moments where Kambosos was throwing leather, and there was moments where Kambosos was like, "Hey, I'm here to fight." Much respect. Loma was head and shoulders above this dude the entire fight. You wonder, coming off the Devin Haney fight, which was so close, with the age of 36 years old. I mean, this is a 2-time Olympian right here. So, again, his record, he's 18-3. He's got 12 knockouts. It does not scream like Usyk. It doesn't scream, oh my God, this guy's been a killer for so long. But because of his amateur background and because of his footwork and his skill set, as a pro, he has been a monster in his division. We were all wondering how he was going to come back and look. He looked phenomenal. Griff, quickly, what were your thoughts on how Lomo looked in this victory and his comeback at 36?
He looked good. He looked damn good. He got the revenge everybody who likes Loma was hoping he would get after losing to Devin Haney. I was wishing a little bit of ill will on Haney when he fought Garcia. Shout out our boy Garcia getting that get back.
Yeah.
I thought Loma looked fantastic. Like you said, 36 years old. That ain't no fresh spring chicken.
No.
That boy has been around the ring for a minute now. And the fact that he looked that way, I feel like for the most point, we see more judges' decisions than we do actual KO, TKO, or just finishes in boxing. So the fact that 36 years old, you go down to Perth, Australia, and you take this man's soul from him. You get that body shot. He goes down. It's done. So everybody's counting Loma. You were getting on my head when I was talking about how, praising Loma and pushing for Loma back when we were doing the recap for his fight with Haney. Because I saw the way he fought in that fight with him, and I love it. I love Loma's style. He's just fearless. He just comes at you again and again and again. He finds ways to get it done. So the fact that he got it done, the fact that he's back on the winning trail, the fact that I could see, you know, we got now every fight after the fight, all these fighters coming out like, oh, let's fight. Oh, Loma, let's go. Let's do it. Let's do it. Now he's back on the hype train, right where he belongs.
There's only one fight I want to see.
Which one?
Lomachenko versus Tank Davis.
That is a beautiful
It's the only one I want to see.
fight.
Don't get me wrong, the other ones are great and those are phenomenal. But at Lomachenko, it's one of those where you say, okay, you're at the point in your career where you're not going to be fighting 5, 7, 8, 10 more times. If you're only going to fight a handful of times, let's get the best matchups in there. I would love to see Lomachenko's speed, technique, his footwork, his head movement, his defensive ability, his aggressiveness against Tank Davis's power. Tank Davis's defensive ability. Tank Davis's ability to go in there and say, okay, what are you trying to do? Gotcha. Take these little mauls right here. Take that little tank right here. Take these explosive bombs that I'm going to be throwing at you. I love to see that. Tank even acknowledge, hey, I got a fight coming up real quick. Let me take care of that. Then we can address that. Obviously, a lot can happen in between then, but I would love to see those two fight. Maybe Haney and Loma running back again. We'll see how that particular one goes just because, again, it was a controversial decision. Devin Haney, I mean, Lomo's still a big name. He needs to regroup some type of how for that Garcia performance.
I would argue he's got unfinished business.
Yeah.
Haney's a little too busy. Haney needs to go settle that.
Well, right now, Ryan Garcia, I mean, obviously there's that, but then Ryan Garcia talking about he might be taking on Shakur Stevenson or even Earl Spence. Hell, I think Ryan Garcia even said he'll take on Benavidez.
Oh, yeah.
At 170. And Benavidez said, yeah, I'll take you on at 144.
Come on, brother. Chill on that. Chill on that.
Hey, look, I love it, though. I love it. Oh, how big is he? I wear extra T-shirt. But in all seriousness, Lomo did look good. Okay, I love the fact. Look, I'm a Haney fan. Haney's from the Bay Area, just like myself. So I had to root for the brother. But Lomo, fantastic. I love seeing him come back, and I'm very interested to see what is next for this guy. What I love, and he did the same thing to Usyk. Left boxing for a little while to go defend his country. Much respect to him on that one. And then coming back, doing what he did. What I loved is he was ahead on points and still said, I need to make an exclamation point. This is on ESPN. This is in his backyard. I don't want no tomfoolery when it comes to the decisions. Left hook to the body. Dropped him. That liver shot, I'm telling you guys, these boxers take 1,000 body shots. All it needs to be is placed at the right place. And when Oscar De La Hoya got knocked out by Bernard Hopkins, even Oscar said, I've been hit with that punch in that spot 1,000 times. Half an inch, quarter inch, 1/8 of an inch. Up or down, I'm fine. Left or right, I'm good. He put it right on the spot. So it's just one of those where it just shuts everything down. Very happy to see how Lomachenko looked in that particular one. Very excited to see what holds forth from. I hope we get to see him before the year is out in another bout. It won't be against Tank Davis because of the timing, but I'd love to see him fight again, or at least, if not, early 2024 before February is over. I'd love to see Loma go with that. Now, we talked about what was good. We talk about what is going to be good with Fury and Usyk. We talked about what was good with Lomo.
Yeah.
That's the good, bad, and the ugly.
We get into the ugly?
We get into the ugly.
What kind of ugly are we talking?
I'm talking about the ugly where how do you, in the most hand-wrapped, softball pitched moment, you're in your backyard. You are in your city. The entire arena is cheering for you. You weren't even supposed to be on the card because you fought 5 weeks earlier.
There we go.
But you petitioned to get on this card. You're in the co-main event. The spotlight is on you. You just put on an amazing performance. You went in there and dominated one of the most fierce up-and-comers in your division. And you went out there and put on a great performance. You get the microphone in front of you. Everyone's looking, wanting to know what you got next. Call out a fighter. This is your moment. And what do? You give the worst call-out in history. UFC Fight Night in St. Louis. Buckley calls out Conor McGregor. There's only one big name out there. He does that horrible Irish accent, which we really got to get away from doing. But he calls out Conor McGregor. The idea that you're calling out the biggest name, I get that. But you got to be realistic. You have to be realistic. Think about this. Like I said with Lomo, he's only got a handful of fights left. Your boy Conor McGregor literally might have less than a handful of fights left in him.
I refuse to believe it, but you might be right. You might be right.
It's been 6 years since we've seen the last fight.
I understand.
So if he's going to fight, there's already a list of guys we would love to see. Guess whose name ain't even in the same atmosphere as that list? Buckley. Now, this isn't a hate on him because he's been phenomenal. He's done a great job in the UFC, showing what he can do, moving up, moving from middleweight down to welterweight, showing that, hey, I could be a beast at this. He's rising up the ranks. Brother man. You don't do that. You don't call out somebody unrealistic. He might as well have called out Hoist Gracie. He might as well say, I want to fight Matt Hughes. I want to fight Santa Claus.
Get Chuck Liddell out of retirement. Bring him.
Don't do Chuck Liddell because Chuck might actually want to sign up for that fight.
Chuck will sign contract. He will do it.
Somebody want to fight?
Yeah.
Somebody want to fight?
Yeah.
No, don't do that to Chucky, man. We love you. We love you, Ice Man.
Yes, sir.
But no, what was your thoughts? Because it's your boy, but in all honesty, just as a fan, what was your thoughts after seeing that performance and you hear Buckley call out your boy?
Honestly,
man, keep it a buck.
Keep it a buck.
Keep it a buck.
I'll keep it a buck.
Staying on business.
I'll keep it a buck with Buckley. I didn't hate it.
What?
This is the same guy. Listen. This is the same guy who bum rushed the UFC 300 press conference and asked Dana White to put him on that St. Louis card. And what happened? He did it. He got results. It's his brand. These fighters these days, you gotta have a brand. You gotta have an image. You gotta have something that speaks to the fans watching. That's more than just your performance in the cage or the ring. All right. And he did it. I mean, yeah, was it outlandish? Absolutely. Was it ever going to happen? Hell no. But he's staying on brand, being outlandish, not waiting his turn in line to get to where he wants to be. He's cutting the line. He's getting right up in front. He's getting physical with security. He's doing whatever it takes to be successful and be a star. And it's stuff like that. And look, and now we got everybody talking. You got Daniel Cormier calling him the P word on social media. Good boy Cormier is cussing on social media.
He said good boy Cormier.
Because of this guy.
Ooh, that's like in the Avengers, in Age of Ultron, Steve Rogers said, language. Wait, are we really just not going to acknowledge that he just said language? Go ahead.
It's funny, bro. I like it because it is on brand and it's making noise. He's making noise.
I got to stop you. He's making noise. But you know how they say all press isn't good press?
Yeah.
So you remember at the time Brady Rose, Kim Kardashian was there.
Oh, yeah, I do.
They had to edit out the booze that she was given.
Which she earned.
So guess what? All press ain't good press. It's not. Think about it. He asked to be on a card that was in his backyard.
No, he has to be the main event. He said, I want to be the main event.
That's fair enough, but he was on the card in the co-main event.
Yeah.
That wasn't him going out there asking for John Jones. That wasn't him going out there saying, hey, I want to fight Conor McGregor. That was him saying, I want to be on a card in my backyard. Now, main event or not, you're the co-main event. Got it. You're on the poster. Got it. But you were talking Michael Chandler.
Yeah.
Dustin Poirier, unfinished business.
Oh, yeah.
Charles Oliveira.
Max.
Justin Gaethje. Max Holloway. Islam Makhachev. Leon Edwards. Colby Covington.
We have so many options.
Nate Diaz.
We got so many options.
Jorge Masvidal.
You say Nick or Nate?
Nick. No,
okay,
Nate.
Nate. You better be, Nate.
No, but Nate Diaz. That's 10 already.
Yeah.
That I'm talking about. Guess what? God damn it. Khabib might come back. That's 11. I almost got a baker's dozen.
If he dares.
And Joaquin.
Asshole.
And Joaquin Buckley is nowhere even near any of those guys.
Yeah.
Look, you're right. It's on brand and it's great. But what I'm saying is you have the opportunity to make a call. Chael Sonnen with Anderson Silva. Historic and legendary. Yeah. Daniel Cormier with John Jones. Historic and legendary. Hell, Daniel Cormier and Brock Lesnar. It didn't even happen. But you remember it. I was there in person, by the way. But you remember. This right here, to me, doesn't make any sense. Only because, dude, no one's. Here's how you know it didn't make sense. Did Conor McGregor say anything?
Oh, hell no.
Guess what? Remember when Jeremy Stevens at the UFC 205 press conference in New York tried to come, this is the hardest hit lightweight in the featherweight in the division right here.
Who the F is that guy?
You can cuss on here, but exactly. What did that do for Jeremy Stevens? Did all that talk in the meme, did that help his career?
No, but
did that boost him to the next level? Did he become a main eventer on Fight Night?
Well, he didn't do that right after a pretty solid performance win.
And what did that get him? What did that get him? Did that get him any closer to a title shot? Did it get him any closer to Conor McGregor? He didn't even sniff another card with Conor McGregor on him.
I don't think his goal was Conor. I think his goal was just to to make noise. It's like Uncle Chael Sonnen says. What's the best thing Israel Adesanya does after every fight? No matter what, when he gets on the mic post fight, he always has his next guy lined up.
And it's realistic.
That's realistic.
It's realistic.
He's
not sitting there. Israel Adesanya is not saying, I want to fight Demetrius Johnson. He ain't doing that.
He ain't doing that.
He ain't doing that. Give me Henry Cejudo. I'll tell you who the real Triple C is. No, he ain't doing that. Your shots have to be realistic. If he was a top 5 welterweight, I get it. Mm-hmm. It would have been better if he called out the champion. I want to fight Leon Edwards. That makes more sense. Because now you're setting your set on, okay, maybe you don't get Leon Edwards next, but we can start putting you up against some of these guys. You're calling out somebody who's unrealistic. Let's say Conor McGregor does 3 more fights. Yeah. Even if Joaquin Buckley keeps winning in that period of time,
it ain't happening.
He ain't getting nowhere close to it.
No way.
And no one's going to sit there and play that promo back for his next fight. We will for the other ones. No one's going to sit here and make the same noise for that. You got to think. Sometimes when you go, you know the expression, there's a difference between people laughing with you and people laughing at you. Yeah. Nobody wants to be laughed at. No. I want you to laugh with me, Griff. Don't laugh at me. Sometimes if I do something worthy of you laughing at me, cool. But if I'm trying to be funny, but you're laughing at me, that's a different feeling. For Joaquin Buckley, that's not it. This ain't going to happen for you, bro. Derek Lewis and all the crazy shit he does. That stuff where you say, okay, it's realistic. And yes, Ronda Rousey's not going to DM him and they're not going to hook up. But it's a funny thing to say where you're just like, that's so outlandish. Even he knows it's a joke. This dude went out and called out his parents, his family name, his clan. They was this, they was that. And it's like, once he said Conor McGregor, I'm not gonna lie, you even heard he had to tell his fan base, stop booing.
Stop booing me.
Even his own people. Imagine that, Griff. Imagine if you tried open mic night and you told all your friends and family to come there. And they show up and you get coming to the stage next for the first time, Griffin Camp. Yeah, woo! And you out there start telling jokes and they're the ones booing you.
It's like that meme. I forget what show it's from, but it's like, stop booing me. I'm right. Stop booing me. I'm right.
No, but exactly. And it's one of those where I get what you're saying. I just think in that moment, you dropped it, man. He did a Leon Lett. For football terminology, he had the perfect opportunity to win, and he did it. I forget it might be Leon Lett again, but the Dallas Cowboy defensive lineman in the Super Bowl against the Buffalo Bills gets the ball, runs it all the way back, but he's showboating. He's got the ball out here, and the Bills wide receiver runs up, knocks it out before he gets there at the 1. That's what he did. You fumbled it, you lost it, you had it in your hands. Whoop, you dropped it. That's what I think on it.
Well,
he is on a 4-5 win streak though, so hey, I mean he is moving up. He is moving up as far as Buckley, but
welterweight.
So he is on a 4-5 win streak, but I just wanted to touch that before we close out the show. But it's just one of those where you're just like, brother man. No,
it's a quick turnaround, and I can't imagine it would be approved. But there is a welterweight in Ian Gary who's looking for a dance partner because he wants so desperately to be on the same card as his Irish idol. Well, at UFC 303, right here in Las Vegas.
That is true. And you know what? It could be a quick turnaround. Now, let me tell you this. If he turned around and fought Ian Gary on the same card, and let's say he won, it would make sense to try to put it out there. This isn't the time for that. Time and place is everything. Your timing has to be impeccable. When Chael Sonnen called Anderson Silva, it was like, okay, Anderson's cleared out the middleweight division. I've beaten 2 of the top guys here already. I may not be number 1, but I'm right there, so it makes sense. I'm not going to call him out after I just come on the damn roster and no one knows me. I just think for Joaquin Buckley, it wasn't good, but hey, it is what it is. We talked about it on the show.
Yep.
So there you go.
You got us talking.
We got Fury, Usyk this weekend. Yes. We had Lomo, UFC St. Louis this past one. Derek Lewis continues to win, man. Shout out to the legend. Just knocking people out all the damn time, man. Look, I took a picture with Derek Lewis. I looked at the picture, Griff. Derek Lewis, he not much bigger than me. I don't know, man. If Derek Lewis needs a running mate, I just, me and him can go to Popeyes together. That's about it. I'm not messing with no Derek Lewis.
You couldn't pay me to be a training partner. You're not paying me to get anywhere near a ring and Derek Lewis. No way.
I might be a training partner because, he don't like to train like that. So if I come in smelling like Popeye's chicken, I just rub it. He might take it easy on me. I don't know. But anyways, great to be back in the studio with you, Griff. Great to be doing the show. Great to have you guys tuning in once again. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe to the main event and to Franchise Sports Media for all that you need in not only combat sports, but sports in general. I'm Kalani Lua.
I'm Griff and Kemp.
This is the main event of Franchise Sports Media. Thanks for tuning in, ladies and gentlemen. Till next time, fight fans. Peace.